Glaucoma. Glaucoma is something we've all heard about, no different than macular degeneration or cataracts, but it is dealing with that the pressure in the eye is elevated to the point it's going to cause damage. So glaucoma affects your peripheral vision. So if somebody has glaucoma or family history, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, that means their pressure, whatever that pressure is too high for their eye and is causing them to lose their peripheral vision. Where in macular degeneration, you lose your central vision, where cataracts, everything is cloudy. Glaucoma is very tough to know if you have that without coming to the eye doctor because it's out here and you don't realize you're losing your peripheral vision. Glaucoma typically is anybody under the amount of 20 units of mercury is a pressure that's normal. Anything from 20 to 30, we're going to monitor. Anything over 30, we're going to treat with drops or possibly laser to lower the pressures. But glaucoma in the eye is going to affect this area of the nerve, which is this right here. And when I see an optic nerve, which is this circle with what we call cupping, or where the blood vessels enter the optic nerve of more than a third to a half of the size of that, that is something that we need to get a baseline test done to make sure, are we losing that peripheral vision. Glaucoma is very treatable, very easy to control. It typically is not curable. We just kind of will watch it, but once you're on top of it, you can prevent any vision loss. Once you have vision loss from glaucoma, that won't come back, so it's why it's so important to catch it early. Several tests for glaucoma we will do. We'll check your peripheral vision. We'll measure the thickness of your optic nerve, because if that's starting to thin, or any nerve fiber layers or anything related to the optic nerve, that would be an indication of that. We will check your corneal thickness, which will give us a true, the cornea here gives us a true measurement. Some people with LASIK have had glaucoma where their pressures are very low, but they've resulted in higher pressures because their cornea has been compromised. We'll check the angles to make sure the fluid in the eye is flowing in and out of the eye properly, so you're not getting too high a pressure from too much fluid in the eye. We can possibly measure color vision, which will determine if there's any damage to the optic nerve done, as well as we'll have an instrument that measures the speed and power of the image sent to the brain by the optic nerve. So again, pressure in the eye atrophies or kills the optic nerve very slowly. In essence, is what glaucoma is. Again, it's an age-related disease, just as macular degeneration is and cataracts, but there can be more genetic or hereditary component than typically cataracts and macular degeneration.